Hello everyone, today we're doing an Alice in Wonderland themed build specifically surrounding the Queen of Hearts. I'm really excited for this build, especially because the Alice in Wonderland update should be coming out in about a week, so of course everyone's very excited. I had to wear my Alice outfit today with my cat, so I'm really excited. So yeah, we're just gonna hop straight into it here. I'm attempting to go with a moat, so therefore I have to make fake water, which is a first for me. So you see me mess with it quite a bit here, and I had to speed it up quite a bit because I was here for a while. So you'll have to kind of go with me on this whole theme. The water it has little faces in it, and it's because of, if you ever seen the live action Alice in Wonderland, she has like a pond or something behind her castle that has like stone faces in it. So I really wanted to capture that in Dreamlight Valley and make like again a fake moat and have these stone faces in it in a sense. This was the best I could get because we don't exactly have what she has in the movie. So anyway, so here I am trying to figure out the spacing so that I can still decorate around the castle, but of course the moat is going to take up a lot of space in this biome if we want a lot of space to decorate around the castle. I finally decided here, you know what, I need a lot more space, let's make this as big as we can. So I really just went all out with it, and honestly, again, this is supposed to be like the centerpiece of this build, so I had to make it I want to make it really big, really grand, obviously, because it's the Queen of Hearts. What else would she have? I'm putting some hedges and some floral bushes around this. The pink, like, topiary triangle shapes are from the Isabella bundle in the premium shop, and then these green hedges are from the Alice like the Alice's Curious Labyrinth bundle or something like that. And then these purple bushes are from the Forgotten Lands in the base game, in case you were curious. And then of course the house I'm using is a like pink heart castle or something. I forget the name of this one, to be honest, but it just really gave Queen of Hearts vibes, obviously. And I think a lot of people have used this in an Alice in Wonderland build, so I'm not being original here, but I really I loved the idea of having this moat and I just had to go with it, so that's why we're doing it anyway. Besides, even if it's not completely new and exciting, I'll still add my own little details to it, which I feel like can really make your valley personalized, so at least there's that. I wanted to use these peacock topiaries from the latest Star Path. I thought they went really good with this. I wanted like the bright colorful vibes while also having a lot of floral. I wanted the Queen of Hearts place to be like the bright like center of attention again, while everything else is a little bit darker in shades, but still very floral, which I really like because again it gives very much Alice in Wonderland. So I did an entrance at the front with a bridge, as you saw there. Right now, I'm just going to try to do a lot of foliage and such. But yeah, I did a bridge entrance at the front with using that Mulan bridge to give it like a fake bridge over it. I ended up making an entrance in the back to where you can actually get into the Queen of Hearts castle. But of course, you'll have to wait and see that at the end when I do the tour. I will decorate in the video, obviously, but yeah, you can see the whole thing. You can actually go in there and everything. And I thought it was kind of a fun idea because if I'm correct, in the live-action Alice in Wonderland, which is what the pond is themed after, or the moat is themed after, I believe they use a bag entrance to get into her castle anyway, so I thought it kind of fit and looked really nice. Now I'm adding some rocks. Sorry about the jump in weather, but again, as I've explained before, when you go in and out of build mode throughout your build, a lot of the time the weather just changes like really quickly, so that's why that happened, so I do apologize. For the final touch to the moat, I'm adding some mushroom trees around. I thought they looked really nice, obviously, with this biome. This is the Teacup Falls, by the way. And then again in the center, I wanted it a lot more bright and grabbing your attention, so I used the magnolia blossom trees, I believe, which again I thought looked really nice with the castle and everything. And then I noticed there was this door on the side. I decided to add another entrance over there with another bridge because I just thought that it made it a little bit more accessible in a way. Or at least adding some more detail to the build, so it helped a lot in that aspect. Kind of doing the same thing here, having a magnolia path to the door, using these stone like hedges almost, and then using the pink topiaries, using the pink flowers from Mythopia, just really trying to bring in that pink vibe in this one area. And then over here on the other side, I'm going to make the Mad Hatter's Tea Party. I thought this was like a perfect area for it because you can kind of sneak over to it. There's like a little secret, I don't know, secret entrance in a way. It's not entirely secret, but you know, it works. So I'm just trying to figure out the arrangement for the chairs here. I wanted them all different, of course, and different heights, different shapes, all that. And then I decided to make these tables in the back to lay out some of the food, along with laying out food on the actual table itself. I thought these new Easter trees looked really cute by it, so I'm gonna put one on the side, and then I put a banner behind it, kind of make it look more like an actual party. I added these pink lanterns, and then the tea kettles, and then of course some giant talking flowers, because why not? They're not actually talking. I am hoping we get talking flowers though in this update. That would be so cool. Or at least ones that look like they have like faces and stuff. But anyway, I'm now adding all the different foods that I wanted here. Again, just really wanting this big spread of just random foods that just look so good. I'm sorry, I'm hungry. I added some swan boats over on the pond, a popcorn machine, a coat hanger, and then now I'm just going around and adding a whole bunch of foliage and this big flowery rug. I also, of course, had to add the caterpillar because how could you not? Now I'm decorating this area over here. I don't think I do it yet, but I am going to put my well over in that corner. I figured it's a very good spot to spawn in, and I think it looks really magical and really pretty over there, so I was really happy about that. And then of course I'm just adding more foliage along this little path here, just to make it look more real, and more like foliage has just been here for a while, basically. Here I am adding the well. Again, I really like it there. I think it looks really nice, kind of magical, matches in with the castle quite a bit. Here I'm going to be making an Alice's Curious Labyrinth maze, which I was really excited about because I have a maze that I have made. It wasn't in a video or a stream, I did it on my own, and it's in my Plaza floating island, which I want to make a tour on my floating islands at some point, but I have yet to finish all of them, so I'm trying to wait till I finish them and then tour them, you know, maybe 3 or 4 at a time in each video. But anyway, back to the build. I decided to add the Cheshire Cat topiary right in front. I thought that looked really nice. And then I added more of the edges of the maze here, and then I'll build inside of it to make the actual maze. I just like to know what size everything is going to be in the end before I get too crazy with the centerpieces. I didn't want it to look too natural, so I did pull out that one side slightly. And then also I wanted to put all my strawberry bushes in here. I found out that the strawberry bushes, there's just enough to make this little pixel like heart, so I thought that looked perfect, especially in the Queen of Hearts area, so I wanted to add those in here. So that's what you're getting to in the maze. That's like the big prize at the end, is you get all these spiral strawberries. I just thought it was kind of cute, and I couldn't think what else you would be going into the maze for without making it inconvenient for regular playing, because I was thinking like, oh, maybe it shoots you out the other side to, like, you know, enter the next biome basically, but it would just make it really inconvenient for me when just normally playing. So I decided, you know what, let's just make a prize in the maze, and that's it. And I landed on making a pixel heart out of spiral strawberries. How did I get there? I don't know. It just kind of happened. This part's really boring because all I'm doing is just trying to figure out a maze, and let me tell you, I am not good at making mazes. Yes, I did make another maze on a plaza island. Does it look good? I don't think so, but it's there. So like, I'm doing my best here. I don't know what else you want from me. So now we're here, still putting the center of this maze together. This took me so long. Like, I don't even want to admit how long it took me, because I just had to keep making tiny adjustments to make everything fit correctly, so that there was no way of getting to this prize at the end without going the right way, basically. And so this just took me so long, and here I had to speed this up even more than I usually do, because I just had to grab everything and move it like a centimeter over, like everything just had to move 1 centimeter to the right, and I was like, why is this my life right now? But I chose this. I chose to do this. I stuck to it. I got it done. But it took forever. Finally, getting to a more fun part here, I'm adding in the Teapot ride that we got in one of the star paths, and then I decided to use the Forgotten Lands, like, dark path for this, just because I thought it matched really well with the area and it stood out a little bit so that you know where you're going. And then of course the weather changes again. Why wouldn't it? So now I'm just trying to blend in the path a bit, adding a dirt path to the tea party, and then yeah, just trying to add some foliage finally, just because I want it to blend in a little bit more and not look so harsh on the lines, because honestly, the paths in Dreamlight Valley do tend to look very harsh, even the blended out ones, opposed to the ones with the borders. And then of course, because we can't do angles or rounded paths, it looks even more harsh because you have all these sharp lines. So typically what I do is I just add foliage around. You really just need to mess with it until you like it, because I found that, like, trying to follow tutorials and stuff like that doesn't really work for me, so I just had to keep working on my paths until I finally got it right. It was just like a trial and error type deal. So you might be the same way. If you're struggling with your paths, you know, maybe try that. Maybe try just messing with it and just doing your best, because honestly, eventually it will get better. It just takes a lot of effort. At least in my case, it feels like a lot of other people did it so easily, and I'm like, how? Like, from day one of this game, there's been so many talented people that just get this stuff right off the bat, and I'm like, I don't understand. I don't get it. So just, you know, again, just try, see how it goes. You never know what you might be able to make with it. So out of curiosity, who are you guys hoping for in this Alice in Wonderland update? Because it said, like, I want to say like in new friends or something like that. Something along those lines. Like it had a plural in it, basically. Like it had like friends or something like that. So who are we hoping for? Because I know a lot of people think it's the Cheshire Cat, which I agree with, because you see like the smile and everything. Like they wouldn't hint at that if they weren't going to give us that character. I'm also obviously hoping for Alice, because having Alice would be so cute. I would love that. But then also, like, the Queen of Hearts would be really cool. We haven't gotten, like, a villain, I think, in base game for a while, so that would be really neat to have. There's so many characters we could possibly do. So I want to know your guys' opinions on who you think is coming, so just let me know. Now I'm adding in the trees and mushrooms to kind of finish off the place. We're almost done, actually, and going to be going into the tour soon, but I have quite a few little details I still want to do. Like right here, I'm adding a bunch of the flowers all around because I wanted these giant flowers around with the mushrooms, just because, again, it really matches the biome and blends everything together, which is really nice. It is a little unfortunate that because of how much I added, you don't really see the checkered flooring anymore, or like the checkered grass. It's a little unfortunate, but also it had to go for the cause, okay? This had to be built. Like, the checkered grass just had to, it didn't make the cut, basically. So now I'm going back to the maze, and I really like this detail. I added little random things all around this maze, which I really love, just because, like, again, it's Alice in Wonderland. They have a bunch of random items everywhere that just don't feel like they should be there. So I thought that was really cool to, like, as you're going through the maze, even if you're not going the right way, you still get little surprises here and there. So I'm really happy about that. So now into the actual tour. I love walking into this biome. Look how beautiful this looks with the Queen of Hearts castle. It's not what it's called, but that's what I'm calling it. I absolutely love this. It is stunning. It is absolutely the focal point of the whole thing, and that's exactly what I wanted, so I'm really happy about that. If you go to your right, this is where the tea party is, and you can kind of see the lake over there. I look at it more in a bit. But anyway, this is where the tea party is. That new egg tree goes so perfectly here. I freaking love it. There's the swans. I have little party baskets everywhere. I have all this food, which just like, I'm hungry. I want to eat it all, okay? So, yeah, I have all the different seats, I have all the food, the banners, the lanterns. It just makes it really look like a party, especially with this popcorn machine over here. I really love this area. It's so wacky, but it fits so well. Over here to your left of the entrance is my well. I really love this area because, again, just looks very magical and just very, like, just catches your eye, basically. This is the other entrance, which is really nice. I love this area. Not as eye-catching as the first one, but still very nice. And then, of course, if we head down the path, we have the Teapot ride. So it's really nice here. I think it looks really nice. The colors and everything blend in perfectly, so I really like that. The Cheshire Cat topiary over here, I love it. I love how big it is, especially. Like, your character feels so small next to it. So now we're gonna go through the maze. This is how you win it, basically. I wanted to show you the clock because I really like that clock. But this is the way to win it, so, you know. But I really like it. I like, again, all the little added details where there's constantly a surprise. I love that there's just a fish tank out here. That is, like, my favorite detail. And then, of course, we have all those spiral strawberries here that you can come and pick when you're done as, like, a little reward. Once you exit the maze, we're gonna go over to the left, and I have a little entrance into the moat, and we'll actually get a little bit more detail here. You can see the faces in the water, and then the way that the water glows when there's sunlight on it, which I think is really cool. And then, of course, having the foliage around it really helps it to blend in. So I'm really happy with the way that came out. And then we can sneak in through the back of the Queen of Hearts castle. Of course, Flynn's here because he's a thief. Like, of course he's gonna break in here. Of course he already knows how or where my entrance is to it. Anyway, so if we go down this path, this part's a little bit boring. It's just foliage and trees, but I had to add something to, again, make it feel alive and then lead you into the next biome of this area. I did leave enough space behind the maze if you were curious to fish in this pond, because I'm still trying to collect quite a bit here, and I really like playability in my builds. So I did leave quite enough space to actually be able to fish back here in case I needed to. And that's the build. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'm so excited for this update. I have another video coming out here soon, hopefully, if I can get it edited in time, that will be a tutorial to how I did the moat. I know that it's not the best, but if people still want to know what I did, there it is, you know. If it's already uploaded, I will link it down below. If not, you'll have to wait for it. And with that, I will talk to you all next time. Thank you so much. Bye.